Here's an uplifting story. A local powerlifter is lifting more than just weights these days.
Yeah, Savannah Louis shows us he's determined to lift others with his story and positive attitude.
On any given day, you'll find Tristen Bresnahan in his garage, serious and sweaty, even on days like today when it's 100 degrees outside. But this isn't just Tristen's hobby, it's his calling.
I think I had it in me, all these years.
Tristen says he's always had this talent, but the truth is he didn't discover it until a few years ago. All by accident, when his dad dragged him to a CrossFit gym for some good old-fashioned discipline.
It was a punishment for like back chatting with my mother, countless times.
But what started as a punishment actually ended up to be one of Tristen's biggest blessings.
Today, he uses these weights to prove a point outside of the weight room, a lesson that you might not see coming.
I can do anything, even though I'm disabled.
You'd never guess just by watching him lift, but Tristen has a developmental disorder. He's autistic, meaning he doesn't communicate like most people do. But that disability only fuels a desire to succeed. In early July, Tristen and his family went to Seattle for the 2018 Special Olympic USA Games.
All I was focused on was just trying my best.
And at the end of the weekend, Tristen's best won him 1 silver and 3 gold medals.
I wasn't even thinking about me becoming a national champion for powerlifting. I was thinking of just being proud of what I've accomplished. Just basically, you've done something, mission accomplished, pat on the back.
Tristen is proud to show off his shiny achievements, but the bling is about much more than just beating the competition. It represents a mindset that's more valuable than gold.
You can still achieve your dreams and accomplish anything you've put your mind into.
Savannah Louis, KENS 5, Eyewitness News.
Isn't it funny that it started as punishment?
That is funny.
And
he made it into a positive.
I love that.
Yeah. I love those medals. You see those medals?
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
Impressive, right?
Very impressive.
Very nice. How about some uplifting news in the weather department?
I think we